Der hat sonst nichts. Okay, bei dem geht's noch gut. Okay. Sicherheitshalber werde ich ihn aber auch mal da reinlegen. Nicht, dass wir auf einmal entdeckt werden wegen sowas. Ich bin aber nicht sicher, ob er das überleben kann. Das ist dann aber erstmal nicht unser Problem. Ich hätte ihn auch eiskalt hier reinwerfen können, ne? Ah, gut, das hat er definitiv nicht überlebt. Ah, wir sind schon recht hoch. Lass mich raten, das ist einfach nur so ein alternativer Weg, den man gehen kann. Oh, hi. Sehr gut zu wissen, dass man da einfach anders hätte reingehen können. Also es gibt immer verschiedene Wege rein, das gefällt mir. Aber jetzt sind wir sowieso schon drin. Gut, dann gehen wir in die VIP-Lounge. Wir haben ja Zugang jetzt, also easy. So, dann connecten wir uns noch einmal. Den hätten wir... Okay, Hammer. Was bringt das uns außer XP? Ich glaube, es kriegt echt nur XP, ne?
You better keep this short and sweet. 2 brainwashed sex zombies in a single day is too much, even for me.
Are they? More like hard life.
Ja, okay. Befriediger, okay, kann man schon. Okay, haben wir schon gelesen. Das ist echt ziemlich cool hier. Trotzdem Hot Diary, also ja, sie haben es halt häufiger mal platziert, das Zeug. Dafür wahrscheinlich nicht rein. Ja, okay. Ach, das ist wieder der Tür. Ah. Jetzt verstehe ich, okay, gut. No Entry, ich schaue nur ganz kurz. Ich weiß, wir dürfen nicht sein, aber... Das wird wahrscheinlich niemanden stören. Sie können es ja eh nicht sehen. Ich loote so gerne erstmal alles. Archive Conversation, Harry Flynn and Jeremy White. Harry. Sub Chom, let's swap shifts for set. Jeremy. Bro, we ain't swapping shit. Harry. Come on, I'm begging you. Jeremy. Forget it, man. Set is always a fucking train wreck. Harry. For fuck's sake, Chum, my kid ran away from home. Jeremy, so go look for him, maybe you'll find him before set. Harry, I know where he is. Gotta go to my parents on set to borrow Eurodollars or eddies to pay off the scaffs. Harry, Harry, those psychosis will grind him up into scop if I don't pay. I'm on my fucking knees, dude. Jeremy, fine. Ja, Nächstenliebe ist ja nicht so in Night City. Ja, wir gehen erst mal vorne hin zu Tom. Sonst sind wir am Ende, also wir versuchen ihn mal vorne zu finden. Okay.
Hi. I think something might have gone wrong here. Not really sure. I don't have your details. Sorry, no idea what I'm supposed to do.
Relax. You don't need any data, don't need any deets. I'm not a customer. Here to talk. To you specifically. Not to be with a doll. Tom, is that it?
Uh-huh.
I need to get in touch with Evelyn Parker. It's important.
You and me both. Tried calling her a bunch of times. No luck.
You mean to say she's not here?
She had an accident. needed to go to a special clinic in Osaka. Or Oslo. I think it was Oslo. For a new faceplate.
That accident involved a client, did it? Found blood in her booth.
You know, shit like that happens here sometimes.
And everyone's cool with that.
We get new implants, recovery leave, and, well, sometimes even a payout.
Nicht schlecht.
Now that I think about it, it is weird she went away so far.
Which was it? Osaka or Oslo?
Oslo. Yeah, definitely Oslo.
Sie würde wahrscheinlich nicht nach Osaka gehen, wo die Arasakas wahrscheinlich mehr Macht haben als in Oslo.
Tell you herself she was skipping town?
Nah, just didn't show up for work. Wasn't picking up either, so I asked Woodman what was up. Told me she left, like I said.
Where can I find this Woodman?
Probably got his feet up in the back office. Except it's off limits to customers.
Woodman, who is he?
Mr. Forrest. But everybody calls him Woodman. Never really known why.
Okay, Mr. Forrest then. What's his thing?
Oh boy.
He's kinda like our caretaker. Finds new talent, deals with ugly situations.
Got it.
Dann gehen wir doch zu Mr. Woodman.
Could it be Woodman finally shed some light on this shit show? Man can only dream. The skull sponges in these dolls. Ugh. That's what they should be replacing.
Ja gut. Dann gehen wir doch mal wieder weiter. Natürlich ist da jetzt einer. Ja moin. Jetzt ist natürlich jemand hier, ich weiß es doch. Jetzt muss jemand hier sein. Natürlich. Natürlich, sage ich doch. Ich hätte eben einfach durchgehen sollen.
Time for a bloodbath!
Wir haben keine Chance. Wenn die mit den Waffen da rumhantieren, haben wir keine Chance, Leute. Oh, ich bin auch stuck. Ja, das war's, das war's. Wir sind so gut wie tot jetzt. Keine Chance, weil wir können uns nicht groß healen. Wir haben nur 2 von diesen Hälfte, von den Asper-Geräten oder so, wie sie heißen. Ja. Aber wieso stehen da jetzt, wieso sind dort jetzt Leute? Das verstehe ich gerade nicht.
Got it.
Could it be Woodman finally shed some light? The skull.
So why, every time, do they restart the conversation where we left off?
So, erstmal
Chips that store their
gespeichert.
personas. Hold on. Real back. You talk to them like talk?
So, also speichern. So, dann pingen wir doch mal einen an. Unordentlich habe ich auch noch, also bin ich auch noch durchgegangen eben, also furchtbar.
Oh yeah, I'm good. Got some new hardware. What a cycle! No! Oh, ow.
Du würdest mich killen, dann bring ich dich um. So einfach ist das. Wichtigste Regel im Biss. Da möchte ich jetzt nicht hin. Okay, ich weiß gar nicht, was mir diese VIP-Token bringt. Ehrlich gesagt würde ich schon gerne in dieses Ding reinschauen.
Have you ever heard of Jotaro Shobo? He's one of the chief boss.
Das sind nur Dolls, okay.
Yeah, I've heard. A fucking psycho. Likes to hurt people.
The Mox have him on their blacklist. Hold it there, honey.
Hey, no peeking. Bad luck sings.
Das wollte ich gar nicht. Ich wollte einfach nur aufstehen, Leute. Das nehme ich mal kurz mit. Gut, gegen euch habe ich jetzt nichts.
Looks familiar.
What's that?
Evelyn's jacket. It's crumpled like a tissue. Must have been here a while.
John hat dazu nichts zu sagen. Eddies. Cocktailstick, nehmen wir gerade auch mal mit.
Hey, did you not hear? You need to leave.
Ja, ich... Okay, dann gehe ich halt. Wenn ihr mich nicht haben wollt, ich bin euer größter Fan, aber... Ist das halt, ne? So ist das halt leider. Da ist er doch. Aber schauen wir uns erstmal das ganze Zeug hier an.
Something's...
Schedule changes. Incident report. Flint and you shift change. Tuesday, commotion in VIP area. Client's VIP card expired. Wednesday, all current employees security called in from emergency. Tiger Gloss reinforcements called. Fight between two clients, both escorted off premises. Friday, dog called security. Client was threatening her. Client escorted off premises. Problem with payment, friend paid for client. Client refused to leave club, escorted off premises. Flint and White, shift change. Client lost consciousness at the bar, recorded by drama team. Fight broke out at the entrance, pen was rejected, client was making a scene. Doll beat up. Client fainted in a booth. Associated by doll. Group of 3 clients refused to leave club, escorted off premises. Also nichts Wichtiges.
Right there, see that? 2 a.m. they hauled every last security man to the club. It looks like they called Tiger Claws for backup, too.
Ich hätte vielleicht nicht umbringen müssen, aber wenn ich gerade schon dabei war. Okay, messages. Booth 11. I'll be needing access to Booth 11 and all recordings from inside going back a month. Ginger Lane Investigation Service Cloud Security. Detective Lane. Please do not prevent Detective Lane from doing her fucking job. If she wants all of the recordings, call them up and nobody goes in 11 until I give the all clear. Allende Jose. Wizards 23, join club 2077. Whip yes. Average time spent in club 21 minutes. Tips and money spent at bar, etc. Negligible. Ich kann dieses Wort nicht aussprechen, sorry. Zu vernachlässigen. Dolls F. Chicana. Fetishes Food. Other. Owner and sole employee of a Scop Dog stand. Single. Pays for protection to the Valentinos. Not directly involved in the gang. Witnesses psycho attack as a teenager. Ever since then afraid of becoming one himself. Bates. Jennifer. Visits 82. Join club 2071. Whip no. Average time spent in club.
Toms. You always got eyes on their dolls. Know what goes on in these boots. Then, data mine the behavioral chips.
Saw that twist coming a mile away.
Had a hunch. Still, wonder if it's for their own use or for sale. And who'd be buying.
Tips and money spent at bar. Zu vernachlässigen. Dolls male. No preference. Fetishes. SM likes to dominate. Others most likely connected to Militech. Mentions a second-hand electrics shack. Married to 2 children. Briggs, Thomas. Visit 6, join clubs 2074, whip no, average time spent in club 92 minutes, tips and money spent at bar, average. Female Caucasians, fetishes large breasts, other truck driver. Has nomad roots, family settled during infancy, twice divorced, painfully shy, important attacked by a doll in unknown circumstances, suffered severe injuries. According to a private investigator hired by Michael Mader, the likelihood that he was the target was slim to none. Monitoring required and the compensation due if you want to give him up on the idea of suing the club. Club attacked. On Wednesday at approximately 1:50 a.m. a netrunner attack took place in booth 11. The witness was Thomas Briggs, who was in a session with a doll jacked into the system. As a result of the attack, he went into shock and presented psychosomatic symptoms. It was as it was found that the Netrunner attack induced a psychotic episode in the doll, and in anticipation of a possible all-out assault on Clouds at 2:06 a.m. all of Cloud's security were requested on the premises, and 10 minutes later Tiger Claw's reinforcements were called. Luckily, Booth 11 was the Netrunner's sole target. Mr. Briggs received first aid and was transferred to a psychiatric clinic. As of today, Friday, the doll is not suitable for use. Ja. Ich schalte nochmal das gesamte System aus, habe ich gerade beschlossen. Ja, ich würde gerne rausgehen. Mehr brauchen wir nicht. Mehr brauchen wir nicht. Wenn uns bloß keiner mehr sehen kann. Aber ich glaube, es ist auch nicht mehr so wichtig, wenn der Typ K.O. ist. Tot. Ich meine, der schläft nur. Ein Hard Dark holen wir da mal ganz kurz raus. Wunderbar. Dann schauen wir da einmal ganz kurz nach, was wir hier so finden mit diesem Gespräch mit dem Woodman. Ja, ich bin kein Kleiner, ich bin nur um Geschäfte zu machen hier. Natürlich sehr beschäftigt.
Looking for a girl named Evelyn Parker.
Got nobody working here by that name.
But she used to. What happened to her?
Probably did what all the dolls try to do. Found a unicorn to set her up for life. You could do better. Try Roxy over at Booth 2. Same heart-shaped ass. Behavioral chip will do the rest. Won't feel any difference.
Ja, wir können die immer die machen, denke ich.
Look to me like a reasonable man. I think we can work something out.
And you look to me like a psycho prick who's never been ghosted by his beau or bill before. But go on. I'm listening.
Ich hab's irgendwie nicht mehr so mit Freundlichkeit bei ihm.
Oh well. Can't say I didn't try playing nice.
Better think real hard where you want to take this. Because you're really starting to piss me off.
Tell show, I tell the media everything. Your boss should know you how you treat customers. Could end you with your bare hands. Let not make this harder than it has to be. I tell the media everything. Das ist, glaube ich, irrelevant. Bosses würden wissen, also die scheren sich wahrscheinlich nicht so groß um das, wie er seine Customer behandelt. Die Tado Show wäre, glaube ich, ganz interessant.
Clouds is under Tiger Claw control, isn't it?
It's none of your fucking biz.
Guessing you heard about Jotaro Shobo?
Shobo had an accident.
What Shobo had was a very unfortunate meeting with me. Just happened to be his last. You wouldn't want this to be your last meeting, would you?
Of course not. Never wanted to be anything like Shobo. Girl you're looking for, Parker? She ain't here.
Tell me something I don't know. Like, where is she?
Think you know how things work around here. But you don't know shit. Dolls aren't here to give you pleasure and satisfaction out of the goodness of their soul. They're workers. Their job's to generate profit.
Okay, ja. Kommt da noch was?
Evelyn stopped pulling profit.
No denying that, sadly for her.
I saw what she did to the client. She get spiked or something?
Whatever or whoever fried her circuits, it came from outside our subnet. They played their deck like a virtuoso. Her chip was fucking rot. Believe you me, we tried to fix it. Didn't even come close.
Okay.
They common? These kind of accidents?
Ever used tech that never broke? Didn't think so. Behavioral chip splits you right down the middle. Some people plain lose their minds. And for everyone that does, there's a dozen in line to replace them.
Ich habe immer mehr das Gefühl, dass dieser Arasaka dahinter stecken wird.
Is this you talking it out straight? What happened to Evelyn?
Got an order from up high to recycle her.
You killed her?
No. I found a Ripper doc who was willing to take a look. Yeah, said he knew something or other.
You took her to the Ripper instead of following orders. Didn't take you for someone with balls.
For fuck's sake, I'm not running a slaughterhouse here. Only recycle as a last resort. And family always gets a call. If there is any. Think there are any daddies out there willing to change the diapers of a brain-dead little slut on the verge of cyberpsychosis?
Probably not.
Casting him out on the street ain't an option either. Can't risk tanking our cred.
Well, anything's better than a bullet to the brain.
Ja.
You know, that's what every doll says. I'm starting to like you. You looking for work by any chance?
You invested your own eddies to help poor, unprofitable Evelyn. Please.
You got me. Ripper's the one who paid me.
Okay.
For a broken doll.
People got all kinds of kinks. Trust me, I know, considering where I work. Fingers is a real specimen, though. Got all the fetishes, even the ones you've never heard of. I'm sure he found her a nice niche.
Okay.
The Ripper. Name and address.
Don't know a last name.
Don't fuck with me.
I'm not. Goes by Fingers. Clinic's in some godforsaken alley up on Jig Jig Street. Want to find Evelyn? Look there. And don't come back here. Ever. While you're at it, take the elevator. Quicker you're out of here, the better.
Dark fingers
Das war
on
freundlich.
Jig Street. Sounds like a co-ed's wet dream.
Wunderbar, dann nehmen wir einfach den Elevator hier hinten. Oh, ich würde gerne noch schauen, ob wir vorne noch was ausräumen können. Ah, ich glaube, das wird nichts. Ne, das wird leider nichts. Okay. Ja, wir haben uns erstmal nicht so beliebt gemacht, aber... Das ist ja egal. Ne, das ist ja erst einmal vollkommen egal. Hallo, du Mensch, der da in dem Sofa steht. Haben wir, glaube ich, auch schon gelesen.
You may take your weapon.
Ja, mache ich.
A pleasant day to you. The next time you have that urge for clouds, don't wait.
Okay. Boah, jetzt muss ich wieder alles von Hand ausrüsten, ey. Warum? Wieso kann man sich das nicht speichern, Leute? Ist jetzt nicht so schwer. So, jetzt noch ein Katana hier hin und dann sind wir alle glücklich. Die Messer sind alle besser, ne? Ja, komm, da holen wir uns ein Messer statt ein Katana. Okay, dann können wir ja quasi wieder weitergehen.
Got a real charm, this place. In that slimy, subterranean kind of way.
See, your opinion about dollhouses hasn't changed.
Oh, but it has. Before, I wouldn't have touched one with a 10-mile pole. Now I'm thinking a fire'd really make this place shine.
Wunderbar.
Think Fingers got her. Think we'll find her there.
V, if I could see that far, I wouldn't be a fucking ghost on a chip in a corpse's head right now.
True that.
Makes perfect sense, that.
Kommt der von oben oder von unten? Der kommt von unten, ne? Ja, der kommt von unten. Nach oben wäre natürlich auch cool. Aber ich glaube, da kommen wir nicht hin. Da dürfen wir wahrscheinlich wirklich nicht hin. Noch nicht. Kommt wahrscheinlich irgendwann. Da bin ich schon mal recht gespannt, weil gerade mit Snipern, Area Hostile. Can't save right now. Talk to Johnny. Wo? Ah.
You had a plan, you tried, it fell flat. Now you're flat. Don't look in any condition to find help.
Ja, ich sollte Julie anrufen, ja.
Oh, fuck!
The hell's that? No, damn it.
Jesus, the fuck do you want from me?
It's all going too slow. Gonna decommiss before we learn how to rip the chip out.
Wanted me dead. Said so yourself.
Made it pretty clear since that I changed my mind. Want you to live now.
Can't find the words to describe exactly how fucked up you are.
I just needed a calmer moment to think. And yeah, figured since fate gave me another shot, I'll take it.
To live life to the fullest? See the northern lights? Run with the mech bulls or with gazelles on a safari?
To finish what I started, I'm back in the game. Want Sokka out, so I'm gonna need you in.
Never been recruited into a terrorist cell before. Feel
Listen,
kinda honored,
I
actually.
know things. Where we can save your life. Who can help us do that? You'll get rid of the chip. I'll smash Sokka. Win-win, kid. Soul Killer's what we need. And Makoshi's how we grab it.
You know you're just an irritating hallucination, right? Should just ignore you.
And you're a walking corpse. Should just wait till your mind shrivels to nothing and frees up space for me.
You fucking asshole.
But as should be obvious, I've decided to help you. Need to find something first. 7 letters. Starts with an M.
Okay, so... this Makoshi, what is it exactly?
Okay, basics. If you're jacked in, cruising the net, Arasaka can use Soul Killer, an AI, to trap, fry, and pack away your psyche, your mind, and your soul. Following so far?
Yeah, seen the memories. Did a real number on you.
Okay, seems we got a few more things to broach than I thought, but that'll come later. Anyway, when Soul Killer fries, roasts, and boils you, you die. But the contents of your mind get copied to an engram first.
Sure. That's how you became a construct.
Exactly. Now, Makoshi's the place Soul Killer operates out of, where it stores its victims' engrams.
Still don't see how Makoshi's linked to my chip problem.
Not the brightest bulb on stage, are ya? 50 years back, ops on the human mind. Makoshi was the sole place on Earth where they did anything like that.
Okay.
Bet it still is today. Telling ya, all roads lead there. It's where we'll settle our biz. You yours, me mine.
And, how you plan to smash Arasaka this time? Got another nuke tucked away?
This time bomb's named Alt Cunningham.
I'm supposed to know who that is?
Not yet, but you will once we find what we need.
Wunderbar. Gut, Johnny, dann.
For now, we got no time to lose. Need to get inside Makoshi.
Ja, natürlich. Wir rufen jetzt trotzdem erstmal Judy an und ich sehe, wir haben sogar noch mehrere Nachrichten. Ich kann Judy gerade nicht anrufen. Der Empfang ist so schlecht. Jetzt kann ich Judy anrufen. Erstmal haben wir Open Messages von Bugbear. Wait, do not disconnect, cool me down or I'm barbecue. Take coolant from bathroom. Ah, sie hat uns eben geschrieben, okay. Das habe ich gar nicht mitbekommen, ich habe das einfach so eingesammelt. Transfer waiting outside. Okay, das ist alles nicht so wichtig. Oh, wir haben sogar noch mal ein Level Up, das kriege ich gar nicht mal mit. Ich kriege das gar nicht mal mit, wenn es ein Level Up gibt. Okay, ich glaube... Wollen wir Technical Ability ein bisschen boosten oder Buddy? Buddy wäre, glaube ich... Ja, ich glaube Buddy. Komm. Wir brute forcen uns da durch. Street Brawler. Wir haben keine Blunted Attacks, ne? Annihilation. Athletics. Increase Melee Damage by 10%. Max Health. Komm, wir erhöhen Max Health einfach. Das brauchen wir sowieso. So, jetzt versuchen wir doch mal Judy zu erreichen.
Okay, so nothing I can do if you don't tell me.
B, you called.
Promise I called, didn't I?
Promising's one thing, keeping it's a whole other bag. So, managed to learn anything?
Evelyn's not at Clouds anymore. Behavioral chip was damaged. Apparently they carted her off to a ripper dock. Goes by Fingers.
Oh shit.
Know where to find this Fingers character?
Yeah, run the Dinky Chop Shop off Jig Jig Street. Fuck B. Guy's all kinds of bad news.
Heading there now, to find her.
I told her to stay the fuck away from Clouds. Alright, later V.
Okay. Das ist direkt um die Ecke, deshalb laufen wir da kurz hin. Ich nehme mal an, dass jetzt nicht die Grafikkarte kaputt ist, sondern einfach, dass dieser Effekt vom Spiel herkommt. Ich hoffe es. Okay. Oh, Johnny ist wieder da.
So this more up your alley than Clouds?
Hey, at least here you know what you're getting.
Das ist richtig, ja. Sieht ja schon ziemlich cool aus, wenn man hier so durchläuft. Gut.
Here, kitty, what's the rush?
Yeah, gear looks a little basic, but it works.
Was ist das denn?
He didn't ask for any money? Nada?
Nett.
Like I said, he just
Ah, okay.
finished and
Das ist
said,
einfach nur ein ein Net-Terminal. Wunderbar, dann können wir auch wieder online gehen. Das sieht so aus, als würde ich es mir gerne anschauen. Poplar Street. Schauen wir mal an, wo wir da hinkommen. Das ist jetzt hier nicht so satisfying. Also ich dachte, da gibt es irgendwas Cooles oder so, aber schauen wir doch mal im Storage vorbei. Das sieht eigentlich alles ziemlich interessant aus. Ah, okay. Gut, das ist aber jetzt nichts Besonderes.
Betting on it.
Really Live It. Brandon's Quarterly. Guest Editorial. Ich meine, das haben wir auch schon mal gelesen. Ja.
How about you?
What have you got?
Virtues?
Any special kind?
Well, let me put it to you this way. Those who know don't need to ask.
See a woman here with blue hair? Young, total knockout.
Now, my customers are mostly uglier. Usually of the old male pattern balding variety. If I'd seen a young knockout chick, I'd remember her. Just like you do, probably.
Looking for a ripper doc. Goes by Fingers. Heard of him?
Fingers. Sets off a buzzer. Tell you that much.
Know where I can find him.
Not a clue in the world.
Wunderbar, vielen Dank für die Info. Hier geht's nicht weiter, dann müssen wir da wohl hoch. Okay, und hier geht's dann offensichtlich mal zu ihr. Oh Gott. Na, ich habe die Klinik gefunden.
Hey, not one step closer. Here to see who.
Ich lese das hier erstmal. Outer space, my life in orbit. What's life in space like? Comfortable. Of course, not everything's a bed of roses. Gravity below 1G isn't great for your bones or muscles. Synthesized food isn't to die for, and stuff from Earth is as rare as it is expensive. If you live in a private orbital station, congrats, you're richer than me, you always see the same faces. But if you live in a hybrid station like Crystal Palace, you'll have to live with corporate bachelor parties every weekend. But don't let that pull you off. There are more upsides than downsides to living in orbit. First of all, safety. To get into orbit, you need a lot of zeros in your bank account, which means you won't see legions of homeless people, scared out gangsters or aggressive joy toys. The exception to that being the lunar colonies, but no self-respecting orbital dweller would ever set foot there. Ich meine, das haben wir auch schon gelesen. In other words, you can walk outside at night unarmed without security and come back home in one piece, wallet undisturbed. Amazing, right? Secondly, quality of life, quality of service. Anyone in the customer service sector had to rack up an enormous debt to come up here. They only hope to pay it off within their lifetime is to rake in a lot, and I mean a lot of tips, which means they'll bend over backwards to satisfy every whim. If you're an employer, you don't have to worry that an employee you just hired and trained at your expense will suddenly quit and go work for a competition for a few extra eddies a week. Many stations, especially the private ones, simply don't have competition, and if they do, it's basically negligible. Ich glaube, negligible spricht man es aus. Ich muss mir später mal anhören. Agreements can be made so situations like that don't occur. Thirdly, and most importantly, no government can tell you what to do, where and how. Orbital stations are autonomous and governed by their own laws, and there aren't that many of them. If you can afford your own station, you're the undisputed lord and master of your little corner of space. You want to tie the help up to a whipping post when they make a mistake? Go right ahead. Want 5 wives or 4 husbands? I'm sure you'll have a line of willing volunteers. Klingt doch gar nicht mal so schlecht alles eigentlich, ne? Man muss halt nur das bisschen Geld haben. Ah. Who is Dr. Paradox? Who is Dr. Paradox? Who is hiding behind the distorted mask? Unsurprisingly, Dr. Paradox won't say. After all, he's breaking the law. He has to protect his identity. If he revealed even the tiniest sliver about himself, Netwatch agents would be at his door in less than a minute. But think about it. Think. What kind of person could successfully hide from the world's most powerful corporations for years? Who could hack into encrypted TV channels? Who could disclose highly classified... Ist das jetzt gewesen? Sorry. Dr. Ich weiß nicht, was da gerade passiert ist. Bin wahrscheinlich irgendwie auf die Maus, auf die Tastatur gekommen. Dr. Paradox. Wir haben es gleich, das muss hier irgendwo sein. Das interessiert mich nicht. Hier. Sorry. The answer's obvious. Doc Paradox is one of them. He's a puppet controlled by the establishment. To what end? Maybe this is how corporations funnel our anger and frustration in a safe and controlled manner. Through a rebel who will never go so far as to issue a call to arms. Maybe he's being used to reveal facts that hurt the competition. Or maybe he's just a branding opportunity. In a month or two, Avante could put out a new Doc Paradox line for us to wear our disapproval. Only time will tell, but for Christ's sake, don't listen to a word out of this phony's mouth. Okay.
Got a message for Fingers. Comes from the Tiger Claws.
And that message would be...
2 things. Urgent and confidential.
Meaning?
Meaning you got a choice.
Oh yeah?
You either get your shit kicked in for being slow, or for being a nosy prick.
Fine. Let him through, Sludge.
Wunderbar.
Oh, gracious creature and benign! Divinity to these elements of Europe!
Influence of drugs.
To the world, bloody stains imbrued! For a friend, the king of all we owned!
Die wirken alle nicht mehr so gesund.
Him, for thy peace!
Oh, tot.
Sounds like paradise.
Der sieht echt gut aus hier.
Blue butter? What the hell are they taking?
Blue, huh? Probably a Cyberpunk derivative. Preem rot. Veins were popping with it during the third corporate. 24 hours, you feel no pain and barely remember a thing afterwards.
Who can blame them then? Hey, you alright?
No way I'm gonna swim! I hate water! Can't you see nobody cares?
Ah,
Fingers. Know where I can find them?
If I could, I'd swap, you know? Why does everything have to be so damn convoluted? In the end, all I got left are shredded cables and empty bottles.
okay. Ja, mir ist auch gefallen, dass der eventuell high ist. Aber es ändert mir nichts daran, dass ich looten kann, wie ich möchte. Oder? Ist es verwerflich, dass ich das tue? Nein. Vielleicht so ein bisschen, aber aus meiner Sicht nein. America Prophecy. Ich glaube, den haben wir auf jeden Fall schon. Haben wir nicht. America, a prophecy. The terror answered. I am Orc, wreathed round the accursed tree. The times are ended. Shadows pass, the morning begins to break. The fiery joy that Urizen perverted to 10 commands. What night he led the starry host through the wide wilderness. That stony law I stamp to dust and scatter religion abroad. To the four winds as a torn book, and none shall gather the leaves. But they shall rot on desert sands and consume in bottomless deeps. To make the deserts blossom, the deeps shrink to their fountains, and to renew the fiery joy and burst the stony roof. The pale religious lechery, seeking virginity, may find in a harlot and a coarse-clad honesty, the undefiled, though ravished in her cradle night and morn. For everything that lives is holy, life delights in life. Because the soul of sweet delight can never be defiled, fires enwrap the earthly globe, yet man is not consumed. Amidst the lust for fires he walks, his feet become like brass, his knees and thighs like silver, and his breast and head like gold. Poetry. Da kann man nichts dagegen sagen. Okay, das ist mal alles, wie es ist. Dann schauen wir doch mal, dass wir Evelyn irgendwie rausholen können. Ja, wir ignorieren einfach mal das Teil. Das soll, glaube ich, ich weiß es nicht. Lassen wir es einfach, wie es ist.
And you can fuck off to greener pastures.
V, hey.
Oh, Judy ist da.
Hello!
Crime block. Mr. Crane scanned the room with a deft Kiroshi sweep. This corpse was no different than the dozens he'd seen over the years. The dead man's eyes frozen in fear, his ligaments wise and intestines strewn about the floor. None of it made any impact on Mick Crane anymore. I've lived too long, he thought, and cops who don't die quick usually find themselves playing for the other side eventually. This case is as clear as a used napkin at Deputy Showers, he murmured to Junior Inspector Malinovsky. Cyberpsycho came in through the window. Wickham let him inside, must have known each other. Prints are all over the glass. Holy shit, Malinovsky shook his head in disbelief. How the fuck get all the way up to the 11th floor? See those grooves on the windowsill? Climbing spikes, implants kids these days are getting installed to pull stupid rooftop stunts, get cheap thrills. Malinovsky made his way over to the window to examine the evidence his superior had so effortlessly pieced together. The veteran detective lit a cigarette and stared back into the corpse's lifeless eyes. Although McCrane had never seen this man before, he felt as if he had known him a long time. And still he felt nothing for him. No pity, no compassion. This was only a body now, no longer a person. Suddenly, Malinovsky's unsteady voice woke McCrane from his thoughts. Boss, these prints on the outside of the window, they belong to you. McCrane let out a quick, punctuating chuckle. Never much took you for a drugster. A jokester, Malinowski. The detective said with an amused smirk as he rolled up his sleeves to expose his wrist. And I wonder just how would I get there without any climber's claws, But before the junior inspector could respond, McCrane felt an uneasiness shoot up his spine. This room, this man, the smell of his blood. He felt compelled to walk over to the savage victim and reach inside his pocket, a photo, his own face staring back at him. Malinowski slowly drew his pistol. I believed in you, the shaken protégé uttered with a pain in his voice. All this time, I idolized a murderer. I don't understand, muttered McCrane, scarcely loud enough to hear his own voice. Something else began to drown out his words, even his thoughts. A strange primal force. For the first time in my life, I don't understand. And then crack, a gunshot.
There's a line! Nuh-uh, you ain't cutting.
Sit your ass down and wait your turn.
Come on, you pulled that number out of your ass.
Chrome Night Love. Chromeman's mask glinted in the light of the setting sun. Like a beacon in the dark of this rotten city, Lucille's heartbeat began to quicken. Her legs trembled beneath her, hot blood pumped through her veins in a way she didn't know it could. He looked at her, his strong masculine figure towering over the bloodied corporate corpse which just a moment ago had violently tried to defy Lucille's virtue. What's the matter with me? Her mind raced. Why him? Why me? Hundreds of questions burned inside her brain, but when she finally parted her lips to speak, only one question emerged. Who are you, really? Croman took Lucille into his cold metal hands. She flinched at the touch. You know, I can tell you that. They'll find you, they'll rip my secret out of you any way they can, and then kill you. I don't care about any of that. I love you. I love you. She couldn't feel his face, his real one, concealed under the veil of chrome, but she could have sworn she could hear a note of emotion in his deep voice. You love a dream? You don't know who hides under this mask. I don't care what you look like. What if I'm disfigured? I pay for the operation. And if I'm an android, it doesn't matter. And if, then suddenly, in one swift motion, Croman removed the mask to reveal the face of Demeter de la Vale. If I'm a woman? Lucille stood there, dumbstruck. A tempest of emotion swelled in a frenzy throughout her being. But after a moment passed, the storm calmed, and she smiled warmly, taking her savior's face into her hands. The proverbial clouds of her tumultuous mind began to part. Lucille was beginning to see clearly at last. How many times does a woman need to say she loves you? Lucille smirked, whispered softly, before you believe her. Ach ja.
Fingers guy, you know him?
Heard some things, yeah.
Like?
His hand sometimes slips.
Okay.
Glad to see a familiar face.
I'm worried sick about her, V. Had no idea anything had happened.
We'll find her. I know we will. After the heist, Evelyn holed up with the Mox for a while, right?
That's right.
So why the hell did she go back to Clouds?
Thought she'd be safer there. God knows why. Tried to get her to see straight, but she wouldn't listen.
Mox don't happen to have fingers in their crosshairs.
No, why?
Her joy toys come out of his clinic in worse shape than they come in.
Yeah, well, can't solve all the world's problems at once.
Tja.
We're gonna be here forever. I just know it. Maybe you could talk to those girls, see if we can cut in front?
Why me?
I don't think they like me. Just give it a shot. That or come up with something better.
Okay. Condition sick, 40 damaged. 40 damaged. 40 damaged. 40 damaged.
You see a woman with blue hair around here? Had a doll chip.
Think I know who you're talking about. Fingers worked on her, sure.
She's still here?
No idea. Gotta ask him.
My friend here, she's in real sorry shape. You couldn't let us cut in front, just this once.
Of course. Honey, be my guest.
Well, now hold on a sec. Didn't seem so bad just a minute ago.
She's a toughie. Keeps it inside, mostly.
Now try to open those luscious lips.
Come on, let's go.
Wunderbar, hat doch gut funktioniert, würde ich behaupten.
How about now?
Better. Wait, something's wrong. Can't see nothing but a blur.
Faceplate's previous owner had a long...
Fingers MD. Clinic, medbay, repair. Services, about me, services.
Don't worry. Your
I
eyes
think he's
will
done.
adjust.
We going in?
Eventually. Yes? Hello? What can I do for you?
Schauen wir erstmal kurz. Chemicals, the invisible killer. We've long known that the AVs crisscrossing our skies are busy dumping harmful substances in the air, such as aluminum, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and sulfuric acid. Studies have also revealed the presence of dead red blood cells in E. coli, as well as sodium chloride, table salt. Now you don't need a degree in science to know the harm these substances can wreak on their body. We found that sulfur compounds can lead to cancer, heart disease, and other illnesses arising from a weakened or even damaged immune system. They can also lead to spontaneous dental hydroplosion and acute meningitis. Ja, ich loot hier erstmal alles, ne? Sex and chrome. Waves of pleasure cascade over my body, filling every pore of my being like ocean water through hot sand. More, I want more. How long I waited to feel his breath on my neck, his hands wrapped around my waist, his fingers caressing my lips. Our bodies are entwined in a primal dance, moving faster and faster to the rhythm of the creaking bed springs. Our skin bathed in flickers of neon. I can't hear myself moaning, but I must be, since my throat is dry. I can't feel what my hands are doing, but the blood under my fingernails means I'm digging into his back. He's no longer kissing me, but nibbling, biting, pulling himself towards me harder. His control over me untamed, animalistic. It's so hot in the room that even his chrome is overheating. The bed sheets clinging to our sweat-soaked bodies. Wunderbar. Dann wünsche ich den beiden da viel Spaß in der Erzählung. Okay, was haben wir sonst noch so? The world is will and idea. But besides all this, death is the great opportunity, no longer to be I, to him who uses it. During life, the will of man is without freedom. His action takes place with necessity upon the basis of his unalterable character and the chain of motives. But everyone remembers much that he has done, and on account of which he is by no means satisfied with himself. If now he were to go on living, he would go on acting in the same way, on account of the unalterable nature of his character. Accordingly, he must cease to be what he is in order to be able to arise out of the germ of his nature as a new and different being. Therefore, death loses these bonds. The will again becomes free, for freedom lies in the as, not in the operari. Arthur Schopenhauer. Ich meine, das haben wir schon mal gelesen. Wenn nicht, habe ich es in der Schule auf jeden Fall mal gehört. Man kennt's ja. Die Dusche sieht cool aus. Aber ich verstehe nicht, warum man in der Dusche ein Handtuch hat. Also so wirklich direkt in der Dusche. Wunderbar. Ich würde hier gerne, nicht so gerne, also sehr gerne rausgehen. Der Typ ist schon ein bisschen weird, ne? Aber wir looten ihm einfach mal seine ganze Wohnung leer. Ich würde gerne weggehen hier. Wir lassen ihn auch mal sein Spielzeug hier einfach alleine. Okay. Ich lüge einfach mal weiter. Das stört ihn ja nicht, wenn ich ihm irgendwie seine Bude ausräume. Okay.
Need a minute of your time.
A minute? That's all? Shame. Could watch those juicy lips of yours flap for hours, days. But I'm busy right now. You tiger claws? Far as I know, I'm all paid up.
We're with the Mox.
The Mox? Why didn't you say so? So, what brings you here?
Heard you help the working girls around here.
Well, very few children will play with broken toys. So when skin goes flabby, sockets go out of whack, implants malfunction, I'm sure you get the gist. You
pay for goods, you expect top quality. Consumerism 101.
Please. Scrapyards offer better quality than this.
Evelyn Parker. I need to know where she is.
Schreit er so?
Step into my office, please. Many girls come through here. So many. But let me put it to you this way. I believe in giving each of them the personal touch. Ask anyone. I'm more than a chop doc. See, I know what people truly want. To be flattered, praised, patted. To feel like they deserve it. Of course, I can't remember each and every one.
Forget why we're here?
Please set your exquisite derrieres down.
Went jittery soon as I mentioned her name. Don't try getting out of this. I know you remember her.
I have a neurological condition. It's not easy living with tics. Really, I'd love to help, but if only I knew who you were talking about.
Forrest. Name mean anything to you?
Nope.
They call him Woodman. Works at the dollhouse.
You talked to him?
I'm the one asking the questions here. Was Woodman the one who introduced Evelyn to you?
Introduced? Interesting choice of words. Rolled her in on a gurney, more like. She was out of it. I honestly couldn't believe she wasn't dead. Never mentioned her name, so I just called her Doll. Poor girl. Tried to help her, I did. But as you can see, this isn't exactly a state-of-the-art facility.
You mentioned you couldn't help her. Help her with what exactly?
If I only knew, I wager she'd be standing here, happy and smiling. Instruction register on her chip was burnt to a crisp. Tried replacing it. Nothing.
Damage was caused by a netrunner using homebrewed malware.
Sounds about right.
Ja, ist halt... Wenn der Chip kaputt ist, war's das, ne?
Get to the point.
The point? Ah, yes. Well, I haven't the faintest idea where she is.
Enough of this bullshit! What'd you do to her, you freak?
Now, either you put a muzzle on this creature, or put her down. It's impossible to have a conversation with her around.
You're scum. Pathetic. A waste of words. I'm a hair away from putting you down.
2 beefers from a BD studio took her. Didn't even know their names.
Want details, damn it. Name the studio.
They mentioned a moth of all things. Virtues with the death's head. Said she'd be good for the moth.
Need air. I'll be outside.
Ich glaube, da haben wir gut genug befragt. Okay, jetzt ist Judy draußen, jetzt können wir ihr folgen. Wunderbar.
I'll be more than glad to show you around. But, later, perhaps.
Okay, hier geht's jetzt. Ah. Okay, einfach hier raus.
I let her go back to Clouds. Could have stopped her, but I didn't.
Trust me, Judy. Compared to the pieces of shit I scrape off my shoe every day, Fingers doesn't come close to being half their brand of rotten.
Got no fucking words, V. None.
Don't worry. We'll find her, I know it.
We'll fucking find what's left of her butchered corpse.
Hey, keep it together. You want to give up now?
No. Only lead we got's an XBD. Where's that get us?
We also know we're looking for something related to the Death's Head. It's better than nothing.
I don't get your optimism. Still sounds like a big fat nothing to me.
Death's Head symbol bring anything to mind? Anything. Doesn't matter how small.
This industry... I mean, market's looking for every kind of fetish out there. It's cavernous. But an XBD outfit'd be on the move, almost always.
Makes them harder to nab, harder to sting.
Need to figure out where they're scrolling this stuff. Gotta be a rat hole of some sort. Doubt they do much shooting on location.
Yeah, gotta be somewhere quiet, out of the way.
It could be we'll see something to point us in their direction in one of their virtues.
Ugh, have to be real gonks to leave a clue.
Got a better idea?
Matter of fact, I do. A domain called Pleasures of Night City. There's a twin of it on the dark net.
Okay.
Every kind of thing goes on there. Might stumble on something useful.
Das klingt doch nach einem guten Plan.
Let me think for a sec. Know a fixer in Westbrook. I'll drop her a line.
V, fixers don't hand out information right and left.
Done a couple of things for her. Not that she owes me, but let's see what she has to say.
Meantime, see if I can't find something on the NCP domain.